Classic. Classic squeaky boots. Just picture it. The microphone's right here, facing this way. I don't know if I'll actually catch another ride today. It's free clothes. New cross-dressing stream? Maybe? What a nice town, though. Find a cool accessory. Oh, my scarf, summer scarf. No, don't find anything cool in there, then just knock on the door being like, excuse me, in your free clothes bin there was no cool accessories. Could you give me a free cool accessory? There's a guy walking here, I'm gonna miss this guy. Good yourself? Good. Very succinct. That's just a very clean interaction. How you doing? Good. Yourself? Good. Yes. That might be a good spot to camp. I'm whistling after 6, just singing. Alright. What should I sing? I don't know. Supworks? He's like middle-aged. I don't usually sup older, like people older than me, or like much older than me. I should use proper English or something. I had to tighten up this leg's getting loose. I don't have the right. My Swiss Army knife has a screwdriver, but it isn't the right bit of screwdriver to tighten this. Beatbox anytime. That's my best attempt at beatboxing. Sorry for any beatboxes I offended. It gets the Adam's apple going. That's exciting. Everyone loves a little Adam apple action. These commercial trucks. Not beatboxer, but I thought it wasn't bad. Thank you. Thank you. road's wide enough to pull over, no problem. It doesn't have a proper shoulder, it's just a wide road. Because this is America. God, these yards are just beautiful. Oh, I want to camp in there so bad. I don't want to knock on someone's door. I'm scared of knocking on doors in the United States. Speed limit still isn't picked up. It's kind of where I was thinking of stopping. It's where you see the speed limit sign pick up. It's a sign of it being the end of the town. Like anywhere here is fine to just post up and throw your thumb out. A motel, alright. Yeah, no matter how many viewers I have, usually it's pretty lurkerish. Unless there's a girl on stream, then you get a lot of viewers that are there because there's a girl and they're fairly chatty. Like, talking to people that watch the stream and are talking at that particular moment in time, there's a lot of people that watch this stream that aren't always actively engaged. They watch it a lot. Or a lot of people do. Like, they'll have it on in the background while they do other things, whether that's work, where they're allowed to have a second screen up, whether at home, and they'll be doing other stuff, and just have the screen up. And when something interesting happens, or sounds like interesting happens, it'll grab their attention. But there's a whole lot of downtime in this stream where not too much happens. More squeak than normal? Yeah, the squeak comes in and out. I think it depends on the temperature and the humidity. Ground stream equals ask here, fill in blank. Yes. Or people directly asking that person, especially if they become involved in the stream. Beth was super interactive with you guys. That was fun. That's kind of the end of the sidewalk up here. Douche Doug with the 500 bits. Or, not 500, sorry, 100 bits. I don't feel bad. Thank you for the 100 bits. Douche Doug. You're calling me out as a lurker? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, the reality is my stream just isn't always gripping edge of your seat action. Nor does it have to be. Like, okay, hold on. Can I just... What's this? Check a map here. I like to be interactive. Yeah, and that's good. And like, I like it when people are interactive. It gives me like questions to answer, like brings up conversation points that I can like vibe off of and talk about. But it's not recommended, or it's not necessary if you want to be. Oh, I just feel like sitting down for a moment. Jeez, can I do that? Let me at this motel here. 7:08. So people set the sunset at 7:45. I feel like it's setting right now. Like, it feels pretty dim for the sun still being up. It could just be behind a hill, behind a mountain. Plan on going down to Mexico? I'd like to. The scenery and your interactions with your rides. I like that. That's a house. That's a motel. Okay. Is that a house or a business? There's a chair in front of it. So doing a hitchhike tour with just viewer rides, I've thought of it. And I wouldn't mind doing it for a little bit, but like, if I do just viewer rides, it's planned, right? And yes, I don't like. I haven't met these people before. Maybe I've talked to them through the stream here, and like a lot or a little bit, or maybe not even a lot. But like, you'd get picked up by people that they're like, I'm off this day at this time, or like in this town, so that you know when you're getting picked up, and like where to meet these people that get picked up. It just loses the randomness in my mind. The randomness is gone. Okay, this nice chair. Is that for a private residence, or is it for the motel? Oh, there's a vending machine in front of that place. I'm not exactly a patron to this motel. Closer to the border? Well, I crossed yesterday, but I'm a good bit from the border now. This looks like a nice chair. This one's sitting in it. Look at that chair. Look at it. Bro, WTF. That requires an explanation. It doesn't require, it just brings up an explanation, like, WTF what? Are we winging the route to San Diego? Yes we are. As per usual, things are being winged. What was travel like last? It was in Newfoundland. It was this day 5. For day 1 of this trip, we made it from St. John's to just an hour outside St. John's. Next day, we made it like the rest of the 800 kilometers across Newfoundland to Port aux Basques and caught the ferry that night. Streamed onto the ferry, had a beer on the ferry, ended the stream there. Next day, made it to Nova Scotia on the ferry in the morning. Hitchhiked all the way from North Sydney, Nova Scotia to St. John, New Brunswick. Made it through all Nova Scotia. Then the next day, which was yesterday, made it to Bangor, Maine, and today we're just hopping from town to town on state highways. People and the hitchhikers don't mix in the US, different than Canada. I find hitchhiking fairly simple in the United States. I think it has a good vibe as well. Today's been a really solid day of hitchhiking. We've caught 5 rides today. Wait times haven't been particularly long. And I've hitchhiked and gone through all 50 US states, so I've experienced doing this. Kilometer, you are in America, we measure in feet and hot dogs. How many hot dogs are in a foot? I'd like to see a bus driver pick up hitchhikers. I've had a school bus pick me up in Ireland. Cops haven't ran up to you yet? No, I've had cops come up to me. They're almost always nice. Except for Massachusetts State Trooper. He wasn't nice. That's okay. States are the worst. For longest wait times? My previous longest wait time on stream was in Tennessee. It was 6 hours? Because now my longest wait time is like 6 hours 45 minutes. That's in Japan. I was really surprised about that one. I don't think outside of that one lift, Tennessee was particularly difficult. Is there any state that stood out? Like, the worst states would be Nevada, Idaho, Delaware, New Jersey, and most of Hawaii, because they're illegal. Now, Hawaii, I'm guessing, is objectively easy to hitchhike, and the police really won't bother with you, but as far as streaming, right? Okay, well, good luck. Okay. Measure in hot dogs, but not after 6 p.m. Nice. The bus driver in Japan, that's true. Is it a chartered bus or he did a regular schedule or shuttle? I don't remember. Should I ride a bike? No, I like hitchhiking. I hitchhike because I enjoy it. I know you don't like hitchhiking, but it's something I enjoy. It's very normal, like for the same line of thought, like when new people come in, they're just like, well, you're hitchhiking here. I don't think it'll work very well. I'm from here, and I don't think it'll work very well. People don't pick up hitchhikers here. They might have in the 60s and 70s, but they don't do that anymore. And I'm like, oh, actually, I've been through here a few. No. I like it. I meet cool people, go cool places. It's an enjoyable experience for me. I don't think it'll be enjoyable for everyone. Sorry I wouldn't pick you up. I don't know you, and you could be a serial killer escape convict. Welcome to 99% of people that will never pick up a hitchhiker. Congratulations. You made it. Voice F. I cut in and out. Well, what was working here? Who are like? Like on my end, my Streamlabs is not saying I'm dropping anything, but Streamlabs lies all the time. Lots of crazy shit has happened surrounding hitchhikers in the United States. No idea why anyone would attempt it. Lots of crazy shit has happened surrounding driving your car to work. I don't know why anyone would commute to work. Sounds dangerous. You know, like 20,000 people in the United States alone die in car crashes every single year? Who in their right mind would drive a car? I think we should ban cars. Because clearly, they're a risk to society. Why would you even go outside? Exactly. The outdoors is full of danger. Like if you're in Australia, there's drop bears. If you're in America, there's Sasquatches. You wouldn't be able to hitch? What if I hitchhiked while I was in a bubble? Like a Kevlar bubble. I've stopped leaving the house. I could die out there? Exactly. And we all know if you never leave your house, then you can't die. I think you have your head up your ass. Just because I disagree with you, I know. But realistically, we can look at the situation. So you have an opinion about something you've never done. And I have an opinion about something that I've done 1,500 plus times. 1,500 to 1,600 times in 32 countries. Who do you think has a better idea about what the actual experience of this particular activity is? Your opinion is based off of a couple horror movies and a couple news articles. Or did he get banned? He didn't actually do anything. Well, like, if someone's being constantly negative, then eventually, like, it's just, like, brings everyone else down. Then they might get timed out. But generally, there's nothing wrong with not agreeing with hitchhiking. It's like a correct hitch, but kind of presumptuous. Maybe the person is chief of police or something. I don't see how that would change it, though. They still haven't hitchhiked. I'm about to call it for the night because it's getting kind of dim and I like it when I can see. Wait, chat has 0 spam. I've never seen that. Only when there's a girl on stream. Or the head up your ass. Okay, that was, yeah, that's unnecessary. Because it's totally 100% correct to disagree with something. But saying you have your head up your ass is now... So, in an argument, if you resort to, like, name-calling or specifically using words that are supposed to insult the other person, as far as I'm concerned, you're no longer having an actual, like, disagreement where you're talking about your points, your side of the argument, the other side of the argument, a back and forth. It's no longer a discussion. You're just trying to hurt the other person. And in my mind, you've lost, but I'm not going to argue with that usually. I think I'm calling it. It's getting dark. Attack the conversation, not the individual. Yeah, attack their talking points, like the points they made. You disagree with that? You disagree, like you say what you disagree with and why. You don't attack the individual themselves. Want to take the Greyhound? It all comes back to me enjoying hitchhiking. It's something I like doing, so I do it. Have a Twitch shirt? You row when you hitch? No, I just, like, this is just a merino wool shirt. Just a standard shirt. I thought I saw a spot I could potentially set up in. So you hitchhiked the Mare before? Too lazy to check them out? Yeah, I've gone through all 50 US states. I haven't hitchhiked in all 50 US states. I've gone through all 50 on a hitchhiking trip. The only one that I can really say that wasn't really, like, at all hitchhiking was Hawaii. I didn't hitchhike there and I didn't hitchhike around Hawaii. So it's tough to call that, but I did go around all 50 states on a hitchhiking trip. Everything else I at least hitchhiked in or hitchhiked through. Where did you hitchhike at in Ohio? I just went through Cincinnati, like the southwest corner, and then northwest into Indianapolis, Indiana. So I'd like to hit some other parts of Ohio, because I think that would be interesting. But there's one spot I want to check out, and then there's another spot I can check out, but I think it's back that way. Looks like I haven't been through Georgia much. I just went up Highway 17 on the east coast of Georgia. Part of Vermont did you hitchhike through? Montpelier, and then southeast into Vermont, or into New Hampshire rather, and through Conway, and then on my way to Portland. How about dinner? You're skinny? That's true. Oh yeah, there was a market somewhere this way as well. It's just a lot easier to set up your tent when you find the location when it's light out. Lower part of the Appalachian Trail. Yeah. It wouldn't be good for streaming. Trails through woods are not good for network. I would like to. Ever been to New York City? I have. I was there during the 50 state trip last spring and summer. I was in the summer. That's good. What's up that? Alright, so 5 rides today. We're hoping for one more, but that didn't happen. That's okay. Maybe we should go back there. Should I look at street view? That would be a fun spot to go if it works out. Oh, yes. I'm doing a chuck test on this. We do future streams where you have a motorcycle in so you can travel through South America while picking up hitchhikers. On a motorcycle? Depends on the amount of gear. Like, I guess, well, a motorcyclist has picked me up with my gear. I totally want to go there. That'd be fun. Yes. Yes. Okay. That will be nice. Very nice. Okay. What did I last eat? It was Subway. At, what time was that? Picking up hitchhikers, mind-blowing concept. The problem with that is you actually have to find hitchhikers. The reality is there's not that many hitchhikers. Certain areas have a higher percentage of like a higher chance of running into them. I actually talked to, who was it? Someone picked me up, I think, and they're saying how they picked up a hitchhiker around Whistler, and there were several groups of hitchhikers. That's kind of like, that's how it used to be. Like, someone would be set up, and then you'd go like 10, 20 meters, then another group, then you just hop down the road, and there'd be groups of hitchhikers, and then whoever's driving past just picks up whoever they feel like picking up. Now, if you're a good demographic that people like to pick up and present yourself well, then you might get picked up very quickly in that case. But you can get your rides, like, in your mind, like, stolen by other people that are hitchhiking if you're not an appealing demographic of hitchhikers. Like, let's say two guys are trying to hitchhike together, and then there's one guy hitchhiking after that. Chances are people will pick up the one guy because they're intimidated by picking up two guys. I think we're skipping food tonight. I got trail mix, so I want to have a little snack. Try to find something in the morning. I was struggling to pick people up often. Why I am okay with hitching. Is he still? Does your dad still drive trucks, and does he still pick people up? Because a lot of trucking companies have gone the route of banning hitchhiking. Proper dinner? I'm not really near anywhere that has a proper dinner. Like, almost a kilometer down the road, there's a little market. $3 to $4 when you last ate. We'll be alright. That was like an early dinner. That was a hearty Subway sandwich. It's probably 1,000 calories there. And a drink, which is probably a couple hundred. I do have Snickers though, yeah. And a full water bottle, so I can have a Snickers, brush my teeth after so I don't rot my teeth out. There's a vending machine there. I want a drink of something different. Oh, I don't have any US cash. Never mind. Never messed with your campers. Sleeping, I had the police move me along in Japan, but they're like, you can't hitchhike here, but you can hitchhike 100 meters over there. So I did that. Then I had, I think like 2 other times people just like stumbled into my tent, once in Oregon, once in Quebec, Canada. But they just turned around and walked the other way kind of thing. Some vending machines take card. It didn't look very fancy. Kind of old. Or simple or something. Holding it for 1 liter Asahi vending machine. Oh yeah. Remember when there's oh, you must have when there's the vending machine that had the 1 liter can of Asahi, and oh, that's so I forget how much it was, but I put in a 500 yen coin to get it. Sorry, I'm pointing the camera weirdly now because I'm getting closer. And it ate my coin without recognizing it. It was technically turned off, but I couldn't tell because it was sunny out. So I couldn't see if there was any lights on. And I'm like, well, that sucks. But then, like, some dude came by, and he's like, oh, it's turned off. And I'm like, yeah, it took my 500 yen coin. And then he just gave me 500 yen and said he'd like get it back from the bar owner or whatever it was. What's the place is similar to take cars? It's a vending machine. It's a motel and a vending machine. Still, most vending machines I see don't take credit card. He's a retired trucker these days. I'm 45. Oh, okay. Because yeah, it seems like the general trend is in trucking, less and less drivers will pick you up or are allowed to. It's not like they wouldn't, but like they're risking their employment realistically by picking you up. So understandably, they won't. Like, nor would you expect them to, right? You ever camp out? Woods. I like woods. My skills are to pick no one up. Yeah, it's pretty much anyone that's not cleared with the company. It's an insurance liability thing. And like, realistically, I kind of understand. Stuck here for the night? Yeah, that's normal. Go till the sun sets, and then I'm there overnight, and then start again in the morning. Rinse and repeat. That's hitchhiking. That is a bog, or it was just a ditch. I'm gonna get my feet wet. It's really tough to tell. Look, probably resale boots for 20 bucks. No squeaks. How many times do I have to shoot? It's not the boots. The camera's pointed at my chest. Or, sorry, the microphone's pointed at my chest. And then I do like a little shake to show people. Oh yeah, it's kind of squelchy. Now we'll see if I got another one. Option. You don't go deep in the bush so people don't find you. I'm not even in the bush yet. I'm 0% in the bush. I might have to just do that. Sneak, squeak. No, it's literally like, okay, it's not doing it right now, but it's the shoulder strap in my backpack. And I show people every day when it's squeaking, where the squeak's coming from, but still. With the same comments. Hurts my feelings. Not really. I just roll with it and say my boots, yeah, they do squeak in fact. That wasn't too bad. is nice. This is real nice. Oh man. It's not supposed to be windy, right? None of these limbs are too big. We check for large overhanging limbs from trees. Even if it's not windy, they can get knocked over and fall on you. They're called widow makers. I bet you can put the pieces together why they are called that. This will probably be a good spot here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Where you sleep, bro? The woods? In a tent? Same as all of you, I presume? We're all wood sleepers here. I think, right? Oh, a sweat line, nice. Alright, stay there. Just gotta clear some random branches on the ground out of the way. This will be my home for the night. Come here. This way. You here, didn't I have a tent? Yeah, I got a little one-man tent. Marmot Tungsten 1 PUL. Solid little tent. Not as discreet as my old tent. My old tent, this is the original Marmot Tungsten 1P, was like a neutral, nice dark neutral green color. Okay, I gotta, sorry. There's all these just little branches. I'm just gonna move a few out of the way here. Oh, move the screen all weird. Uno momento. Follow leave no trees principle, so I want to leave the place looking as good or better as when I found it. Moving some branches out of the way is usually the most altering I do to the landscape, because they're just random deadfall branches. Avoid them poking me in the back. I do an inflatable sleeping pad, which does a pretty good job at stopping that. But if I can avoid poking myself, I will. Nice. Pretty good. Alright. What are we thinking? Over there, yeah, there's a big root there. I'll just go a little bit more this way. Chuck a few more branches around. Quick pop-up tents. I don't know any pop-up tents that are packable and lightweight. They're pretty much designed for car camping and festival users, for convenience. My tent's quite easy to set up for what it is. Okay, we'll go here, perfect. Alright, cool. We're do the Yosemite trip. We have extra gear for your friends as long as returned. We have 1.5 high quality. Oh, thank you, Shezbag. No, that's very kind. I'd like to go there. Pretty cool. Okay. So I'm gonna get some poles out, get those out, and then we'll set up the tent. I'll show you how it sets up. It's pretty simple. I'm quite happy with the spot. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Hubba Hubba tents, highly recommended. MSR. MSR makes good tents. I would like to replace this tent because it's not very discreet. I'm looking for a tent that's nice neutral green, a fairly nondescript gray, a darker gray, medium to dark gray. Most tents aren't that color. Because most people want to be able to find their tent, and if it's not them finding their tent, they want other people to be able to find their tent, like in a search and rescue kind of situation. Even for the night, no karaoke. Nah, no karaoke, unfortunately. Yeah, it's starting soon, isn't it? Half an hour, just under. Like someone build a crafting table, just punch it. Alright, let's get some tent setup started. Let's do it. Happy days.
100 bonus.
Rada. Thanks for the 110, the 100 with the 10 bonus subway bits. Appreciate the 110 bits. Thank you. Check for moose tracks. This isn't a particularly an area that I would consider high risk for moose activity. They come into town, but this isn't an area where I'm that worried. Sure wants a ghillie tent? Like the most discreet tent I have, well it's not a tent, it's a bivy bag, is a US military surplus Gore-Tex bivy bag in Woodlands camo. Camouflage bivy bag. Bivy bags is essentially a sleeping bag that goes over top of your sleeping bag that's water, in this case waterproof. Gore-Tex is a waterproof breathable membrane. Not very comfortable though. Alright. Get off of my face. Okay, we're tangled. There we go. Is the bug situation? There's a bit out. It's not too bad right now though. But they have one small tents that pop open fast. Everything held up. No, they do, but they're heavy. And they don't pack down small. Because they are like, they're pop-ups, so they're pretty much already set up in there, so they don't pack down. No, like, they could have created one that is now packable. Okay, there's a bit more out now. I might have to put some bug spray on. They're also attracted to the light, so that doesn't help. I'll give some bug spray. I have some 98% DEET. Yeah. The hurricane is going to go straight through Dildo. Is it actually? Is it going to hit Newfoundland? Well, people are saying it's definitely, or it's supposed to hit Nova Scotia. At apparently still a Category 1 strength. Need some bug repellent. I have some. I have 98% DEET. That's some hardcore stuff. Murdered one. Alright, I should probably spray myself. I'm just going to set up this pole and I'm going to spray myself. Well, if I set up quickly, I won't. It doesn't really matter, but... Alright, we'll do it. Do this away from here. Wait a second. There you are. I should just roll my sleeves down to start, that would help. It's one of the reasons why I wear long sleeves. Get your neck, yeah, I got it. Use swag tent, very heavy, very bulky. Great for Australia though. Like there's a reason like through hikers and stuff don't use swags. You gotta carry it. Suppose just cross over from the corners and then you just clip it up into itself. That's the tent body. The fly goes over top. This protects me from the bugs. The fly over top protects me from the element. Quite the ruckus. There. I'm losing so much old school RuneScape XP watching your stream today. Great content. Thank you, excellent. But wait, RuneScape's a great game where you can kind of be watching something else and still getting your XP going, right? Anyway, here's the fly. I'm going to throw it over top. It clips into all four corners. Then we stake it out. So you stake out, well, ideally all four corners, the vestibule, and then on the other side you can stake it out that way. But I lost 2 of my stakes. I need to get some more. Where's the ticks going into his hair? I check for ticks every night, especially in conditions like this. I don't think they're super hot right now, like this season, but I still check. I need to move you guys. You guys are having a bad spot there. Too close. Back a bit. Shocked how quickly lost light. Yeah, it's bright 1 minute. Oh, next minute, it's like right now. It's pretty much fully night. think our weather's supposed to hold up decently. So, we're at night generally when camping. Still show, always check for ticks, regardless. Yeah, that makes sense. This is what my stakes look like. These are very lightweight stakes, but does this one bent a little bit? This one's bent a little bit. It's susceptible to bending, these ones. They're very thin. Stainless steel. You charge your batteries? I got lots of mobile batteries. Way too many mobile batteries. It's the vestibule. Backpack goes underneath this. Not in the tent body, but underneath the vestibule. Alright, let's get some stuff thrown inside. Great night, Trevor. Sleep well. Thank you, Master Kensei. I like the spot. It's gonna have a little bit of road noise, but I'm guessing this road won't be too busy at night. Not like an interstate would. Not that road noise really bothers me anyway, so. There you go. There you go. Nice. Alright, let's throw some batteries inside. For a pillow I use my a flannel and a down jacket. Batteries. Some of these are dead, I'm just grabbing a bunch. I see. Moss like your light. Yeah, I know. If I wasn't streaming, I would probably have no light, and I'd set up in pretty much just a tiny bit of ambient light we have in the area. It's my pillow. This is also my pillow. Alright, we're set. Let's grab my water. So I'm gonna drink through the night. We're pretty good here. See how many bugs we track in this process. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I'll go straight this way. Went through a spider web. Happy days. Yep. Stay bugs. Well, here's to have the door open for at least amount of time. And attract at least amount of bugs in that time. The light doesn't help. But I'll try and show you guys this process now. Boots off time. Is there a night there? Yes, it is. There's a man near you. Deliver a nice big meal from Uber Eats. I haven't had that happen before. I've had people pay for stuff, like when I'm in a restaurant, they find it and they call and pay over the phone and stuff. I've never had people deliver stuff to me. Pretty funny. Does it take you to fall asleep? Oh, it depends on the night. I usually sleep pretty well after a day of hitchhiking and streaming. Well, sometimes streaming can disturb your sleep. I've talked to several other streamers and it's a fairly common thing. You usually get over it over time, and I'm pretty much over it, but this happens on occasion. Is in that half awake, half asleep kind of part of, that process as you're starting to fall asleep. Since you've been streaming all day, your brain's used to being on camera and being on stream. It's just like that's your day, right? So when it's in that mental state, it still kind of just thinks it's in its normal state, which is now on camera, on stream, and you're in this like kind of weird like half awake, half asleep, thinking you're streaming, thinking you should be doing something, but like kind of asleep, so you're not doing anything, but not being really restful. Let's get this lit up better. I'm fully locked inside now. I'm gonna start talking to you out of nowhere when you're sleeping? No. I have not. Oops. There's a cup. I don't think that's a mosquito. It could be a gnat. I don't think I got any mosquitoes in here with me. Anything too crazy? I'll have to check myself for ticks, but I don't think I even have a lighter to burn them. Usually I burn them if I find them. Nothing survives that. They're kind of susceptible, like they don't crush very well. Caught you in Newport out of someone bring you food. Oh yeah? You know people out there? I passed through today, that's where I ate last in Subway in Newport. There's no voices in your head? Like I have an internal monologue and I'll be thinking in my head, but I don't hear other voices. It's my own internal monologue. It's all day, Trevor. Yeah, 5 rides today, right? That's all. I was really going for that 6, but well, I went for the beer. Probably would have got another ride if we didn't go for the beer, but it's a nice little pub. Tried a little local pint. I'm just gonna let this self-inflate for a moment here. What time do you get up in the morning? Quite often I first wake up when it first gets light out, and then it's my call whether I want to get up at that point or later. I don't think I've actually decided to get up right at first light recently. I've been like, no, I'm gonna stay in for a little bit. Forgot to put PJs on. It's either naked or boxers. I don't bring PJs because then I gotta carry them. Alright, let's go for it. Doesn't feel particularly inflated, and I don't think I'm gonna push too hard. I'm guessing it's gonna be a 5er. But we'll see. No, it's a 4. 4 has been like, we've been pushing 4s. Plan stops where you won't be camping? I don't have any at the moment, no. Or you don't have to blow up sleeping mats, light and great cushion. What sleeping pads do you have? I used to have a Expat down mat light 5. I like that one, and I used a schnozzle bag, pretty much like a sil nylon stuff sack that you just grabbed air and then pushed it in. You could do one schnozzle and it was enough to inflate it. I like that one. It was more comfortable in this bag too and packed down smaller. So the only thing better about this bag is if you don't have the schnozzle, because it's an extra thing. It doesn't come with the down mat in the first place. If you don't have the schnoz, then it's a lot more to inflate. It comes with a little hand pump, but the hand pump is a piece of crap. Well, the thunderstorms. Looks like a thunderstorm tonight where you are. Thunderstorms usually mean maybe a little bit of wind, maybe no rain, and then a ton of rain pretty quickly. Maybe a little bit of hail. And like, if a lightning strikes the tree right next to your tent, then that's just bad luck. But no tent's gonna hold up to that. But yeah, it holds up to heavy periods of rain for a short amount of time just fine, and it'll hold up to hail just fine as well. Yeah. Like maybe baseball size hail would be susceptible. There we go. Too. I have a bit of canopy cover here. It might help cover that. It's a sleeping bag. I'm not going in it right now. I'm quite warm, but yeah. Alright, hi. Welcome to my home. Did I think I did. I'm settling in. I'm just gonna hope my eyes closing for the night. Where are you? I'm pretty sure I brought you. Thunderstorm coming downpour for hours. Like it could be like when you get like bouts of severe thunderstorms, it's usually a small storm cell. It's been my experience in storm cells. Hey Trev, Cool Cop Craig from Brisbane. Stay safe, brother. Hey. Good to see ya. How's it going? Should thinking about? What I have to do. Next 10 to 15 getting rain. Am I? It was blue sky when we were having the last little bit of daylight, but that can change very quickly. I'd rather be set up with rainfall than walking around looking for a place to sleep when it starts raining on me. So I'm happy I set up when I did then, if that is the case. Going to pass through 7 stages, stay up north. I think I'm going kind of diagonally. It's not going to be clean though. Probably going to be hopping on a bunch of different highways and yeah, we'll see. How far do you make it there? Let's actually see the mileage. Let me see. So, from where I am right now, we didn't make it very far. But I wasn't really looking to make it that far. Made it an hour down the road, 55 miles. Tension not hydrophobic nowadays. They're water resistant. They're water resistant, but not much is waterproof. So. Been making great time though. I thought you would still be in Canada on day 5. Yeah, no, like we've done really well, and that's kind of what, if I was not doing well and I got to Bangor, Maine, and I was like, things were slow, it was like day 9 or something like that, or 10, I'd probably stick to the interstate, and that guy that offered me a ride right to Connecticut, I would have 100% taken that ride, trying to get ahead of things. But I think I've been doing good time, and I wanted to do some hitchhiking that I really enjoy. My favorite type of hitchhiking is like those town to 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 town kind of days where you're just hopping in and out of cars, meeting new people, having a good time. You should put on your rainfly if you haven't yet. My rainfly's on. I 95% of the time put my rainfly on. I'm not sure we just got here, but like the thing I threw over top of the tent body, like the see-through part, that's my tent fly, and staked out and put my backpack underneath, that's the tent fly. Whoa, look at all the mods here. We got Ham, Pause and Pose, Maka Walk, Neon Trail. Oh my lord. Team moderator, Meat Snacks. Beautiful. Going through Boston or going to try Vermont? I think we're going New Hampshire, Vermont, Makawaka. Big backpack fit in the tent with you. It goes out in the vestibule underneath the fly. So it's protected from the elements, but not from bugs. Jess. Enjoyed the shorter rides and sweet short conversations. Steve the Pasta. Yeah. Well, such a nice man. My favorite lift today. Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah, interesting to talk to, for sure. The extra one that goes over top of the tent. That's the tent fly. Fun day of character stay. I like the small town stuff. Yeah, no, this is really fun hitchhiking for me. If like network on smaller highways between smaller towns is a lot worse. If you're sticking to interstates, you can usually hold a fairly stable stream. Today it wasn't horrible. There was definitely some holes there, but I think we got most of the conversation broadcast, which is good. Again, not perfect, but most of the important moments got broadcast, so that's nice. Just because of the network thing, I get pushed towards interstate, but if I had it my way, I'd do most of my hitchhiking, especially on a trip where I don't have to be anywhere, I'd do it on smaller, in the case of the United States, state highways. Likes their own pace. Yeah, personally would prioritize distance, but you have lots of time. Well, since I have lots of time, I don't see why you would prioritize distance. I don't want to be in San Diego a week early. Like, I hitchhike because I enjoy it, and if I have time to make the trip more enjoyable, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, to each their own. When I started hitchhiking, like independently before I started streaming, I had the tendency to push for distance no matter what. I didn't have to be anywhere, but like I would just push for it. I wasn't as comfortable with free camping at that point. So as I got more comfortable with free camping, I became more comfortable with just going. It's kind of the end of the day, find a nice place, kind of early when the light's still lightish out. Just breeze, gonna roll through. I'm not sure if it was about to like get hit with a wall of rain. Anyway, as I got more comfortable with free camping, I got more okay with not pushing for distance. Like when I first started, sleeping wasn't like a necessity if I was kind of in a situation, and I'd kind of just like get a few hours here and there. Now I really enjoy sleeping outside, and it's something I look forward to at the end of the day. Over 2,000 miles to go. Yeah, but like 20 something days to do it. It's quite a bit more than 2,000, isn't it? Anyway, let's see. From here, the most direct route, which won't be the route I take, Let's see what San Diego is. Yeah, the United States is a huge place, though. Now let's just win. Directions. Driving from my location. It is... Must know nothing about hitchhiking because only 23 days doesn't seem like a lot of time to me, especially when you're dependent on rides from others. I hitchhiked from St. John's, Newfoundland to San Jose, California in 21 days last year. So I still have more time than I did to get from St. John's to San Jose, even though I'm already in the United States, and I just have to go like a little bit further south in California, a decent bit further south in California, but compared to the distance from St. John's, it's not that much longer. It's longer, it's not that much longer though. First time hitchhiking across Canada, I did it in 10 days to get from Kelowna, BC to St. John's, Newfoundland. If I need to go fast, I can go fast, and like I'm good at pushing for distance should I need to. I can kind of guess what type of mileage I'm gonna get. Used to do like story time. I did that a lot in Iceland because we only had 6 hours of sun up time. This CrossFit trucker, we're good. Again, I don't want that. I want new people every day. It makes it interesting for me, and I think interesting for you guys as well. Because I've pushed away from that, always pushing for miles. But yeah, I'd look up like stories that weren't licensed or whatever. Like you didn't have to like pay for the right to use them. There's like a website for that. And I thought it would be probably a stick like this big, or a little bit bigger, hitting my tent. But my tent should handle that all right. It could damage the tent, but it shouldn't hurt me. Sleep to that rain. Yeah, it's not rain yet. Very well could be. That's just the sound of wind. So like that was just a tiny piece of like the evergreen tree, like the branch just falling. Where you gotta go and where you at? I'm Central Maine and I'm going to San Diego. Yeah. Like falling asleep to rain when camping if you have the right gear, of course. Yes, I enjoy that as well. If I could set up my tent before it rains, and then I get in my tent and it rains, and then 2 hours before I have to take down my tent, it stops raining, I'd be pretty happy. It's nice. Ooh. Is that rain though? I think that's rain though. That's rain. Because it was completely blue skies around us for quite a while. But not much is actually hitting my tent. I have quite a bit of a canopy over top of me. A little, like, you can hear a few like hitting my tent. Hard for you to eat enough while hitchhiking? Yeah, I usually lose weight. Hey, Chrissy Chris, thanks for the 34 bits and 3 bonus Subway bonus. Thank you very much. This is now an ASMR stream, I guess. Huh. I think I'll sleep well tonight. I'm just setting up the tent right now. Yeah, I'd be rushing to try and get inside and set up. Should get the stuff not along the side of the tents because you'll still kind of get contact wet if you're along something that's getting wet from the rain. Ground downhill? No, ground here looks like it drains well, and it's quite flat. There's drainage ditches around here as well. Pause and Pose, hey, thank you for gifting a sub to Chrissy Chris. Welcome to the Twitch Hikers. And Pause and Pose, thank you for gifting that sub. Have I missed some bits or something like that? I think I got those. Got that 10 up just in time. Yeah, I'm quite happy I didn't go to that corner store to get some snacks and then came out here and tried to find it. One, it would be darker and harder for me to find the place in the first place. And two, I would still not have set up my tent yet. So, I didn't know this was happening. It's complete chance that I made this choice. It's not like I was like making smart decisions. I had no idea there was a little storm system rolling through, but it just worked out. It worked out well. So, happy with that. But today, let's just talk about today real quick. Today was a good day. Started, it was just after 9. Which is very late, given where I was camping. I was camping pretty close to civilization, so usually I'd get up earlier. I got up at a decent time this morning, but I was trying to sort out some stuff as far as my data goes. One, I was trying to get my AT&T plan to actually, like in my Nighthawk, like one of these, to actually work. It said it was connected, but not working, so I didn't even know when I was working. Anyway, I got it to work. I don't really know what I did, but I got it to work. In the tent, and I also figured out a place to get a cellular plan on the Verizon network, but not through Verizon itself, because Verizon is stingy with their plans, and their unlimited data, and especially tethering. They don't like you tethering. So I got that sorted, but that took a while. We went to the store. We're having problems getting the SIM activated. It was weird. The guy that worked there does this all the time, and he said they must have changed something because it was being weird. But we got that sorted, so that's good. Then I had to walk back out of town. There's a lot of walking in Bangor. Bangor? I still don't know how to say it. Anyway, a lot of walking to get out of town. Made it on route to the I-95 South. After, it was 20-30 minutes, got my first ride, but ended up the guy was going to the next highway and then heading like east or something on that highway, but that highway was like one of those clover junctions, which are high-speed exchangers. They're very efficient for traffic, not good for hitchhiking. It was essentially a junction between interstates, between I-95 and I-395, I think it was. I don't think I'm even allowed to hitchhike there. Anyway, he ended up actually taking a wrong turn there, and ended up back on the I-95 North, which means he had to turn around at the same junction he picked me up at. And I just got him to let me out there because I didn't think it would be a good spot to hitchhike. So I got a ride that took me nowhere. Took a ride that got me nowhere. That is some rain. That is some rain right there. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the rain. I like it. That's the moment. That's our moment right there. I'm just going to continue talking about the day in sequence. So he dropped me back off there, and probably 15-ish minutes, maybe someone has the exact statistics on the rides for today. 15-ish minutes later, we got picked up by Tammy. I made a quick hitchhiking sign, a Newport sign, which is a town 30 miles outside of there on I-95 South. And she was going to Newport, which is perfect. Tammy was pretty interesting, has strong beliefs. And she's quite chatty, so had some interesting things to say. I wouldn't say I agreed with everything she said, or a lot of things she said, but interesting to talk to nonetheless. I found our conversation interesting. But anyway, she dropped me off in Newport. I went and got a Subway sandwich. I got a rib and barbecue foot-long Subway sandwich, and like a blackberry currant like iced tea. It's really good, actually. Anyway, then I walked out of town a little bit. Got picked up after probably another 15-20 minutes. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was really interesting. He was only taking me, I think he said 8 miles to the next. Actually, I'm going to pull up a map so I can get the town names up here. He was saying like 8 miles. I think looking at the map here, it's less than that. Anyway, from Newport to Palmyra, and he was an interesting character. Say he makes YouTube videos about camping in the woods, or no, working in the woods in the forestry industry. I wish I asked him for his channel. That would have been really interesting to connect that way, but I didn't. I gave him my card. Maybe he'll contact me. I'd be interested. If you're watching right now, the guy that picked me up and took me to Palmyra, contact me. I'd like to know what your channel is. I don't think he is watching right now, but he could be. Then I hitchhiked there. I think it was maybe 10 minutes, something like that. I got picked up by our pastor friend, and he took me to the next town, which is Canaan, Canaan. Kind of fun spelling, where he was branching off on a highway heading south. He was very interesting to talk to. He talked about like fishing, outdoor stuff. Yeah, just a nice guy. Pretty wholesome. Then I walked through that town, past all the services and stuff like that to the edge of town, and I got picked up by a guy that was a lineman on his way home from work, and he was pretty nice. Had some interesting stories about, I asked a few questions about his career. I thought that was an interesting job, and in my mind, you make a difference in people's life when it's kind of a difficult moment. But he said mostly it was like, it pays well, so that's why he went into it. But he does say, especially in the winter time when the power's cut off and it's quite cold and stuff like that, you feel much more motivated because people are uncomfortable or even potentially in danger from the elements because they can't heat their homes and stuff like that. And he also told a story about some mind-bending weed. Anyway, interesting guy to talk to. I enjoyed that. Got dropped in town, found a bar, grabbed a beer, I had a quick chat with the locals, walked and saw the world's tallest wooden Indian statue. Then walked out of town, tried to hitchhike, lost the sun, and here we are. And it's raining. Also tried to get a hot dog at a hot dog stand, and they said they only do hot dogs until 6 p.m., but they do ice cream after 6 p.m. Face melting weed, that's the one. It's picking up again. Like the day recap lets me know what to go catch on the VOD for sure. No, it was a good day. Like the morning, the start of it wasn't particular. Oh, we also went to, I forgot Stephen King's house. We ate a banana in front of Stephen King's house in Bangor. I totally skipped that. Oh, we had Scream Sniper that gave me a banana that I then ate in front of Stephen King's house. So that was fun as well. Huge heavy rainstorm. I got it at 5:30 and 1 hour south. Okay. Wait, 5:30 and 1 hour. Oh, you're only an hour south of me. Cool. Too bad Stephen King didn't offer a ride. That's true. I don't think... People are saying he doesn't really live there. It's just kind of known as his house, though. The fence is awesome at Stephen King's house. Yeah, it is. It's got cool little, like, iron sculpture things on them, like dragons and stuff. Like one side has three-headed dragons. One has, like demons or gargoyles or something like that. It's kind of cool. How you dry the tent quick? You don't. If it's wet in the morning, you pack it wet. There's no drying a tent out in wet conditions. If it's raining in the morning, you pack up everything wet. If it dries out during the day, especially if it's sunny, then it's probably a good idea to let it dry out. But there's nothing you can do. If it's wet out or if it's just not dry yet, to let it dry out faster. It's nothing. You can shake it out. It's still wet though. Still wet though. Geek Jen. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the TwitchCon. Appreciate that, Geek Jen. Gonna do text-to-speech on mobile? Like, it's on, I just have my volume off on my phone. Actually, with the microphone plugged in, it tries to send the output through the microphone, which doesn't work. But without the microphone plugged in, it does go through there. I can have Streamlabs pulled up on another phone and run it through there if I really wanted it, but usually I don't want it. It's not gonna rain all day tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. This is the perfect time for rain. I really don't mind rain right now. In fact, it's soothing. It's comforting. I think. It's like nice white noise. There's some people that put on, like, make a playlist of rain or a song of rain and they, like, plug in or have that ambiently played in their room to help them sleep. Ever have people offer to stay at your house? Or let them stay at their house? Yes. And it happens fairly frequently. Like, not enough that you rely on it. Well, kind of in Europe. My first trip in Europe, it seemed like every third, fourth, fifth day, somewhere in that range, I'd end up with an offer. And that's how I stayed clean for the most part. Working your way down to Massachusetts, going through New Hampshire and Vermont. New Hampshire and Vermont. I'm sticking to Highway 2 through New Hampshire there. Sleep with a fan for noise so the rain would be great. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. If this stops a few hours before I have to pack up my tent, the tent won't dry out. And nothing might still be a little bit damp, but that's fine. Or it's just the fly, like the tent body shouldn't be too bad. And I'll be quite happy. Like, it's pretty ideal. Nice tents use a similar body material to the cheap ones. A lot of, like, this is polyester. The fly might actually be still nylon though, on the ultralight version, but the tent body's all polyester. In fact, I think it's pretty much the same, but like the tent, like the bottom of this is literally just a thinner denier of polyester. So like you're sacrificing durability for packability and saving weight. But yeah, the more expensive things will be made from sil nylon as far as the waterproof parts. The sil nylon or Cuban fiber, more expensive, but lighter weight, packable, and in Cuban fiber's case, I've heard it's pretty durable. I'll consider. Or did I leave? Well, it seems to be working, so I'm just gonna roll with it. I think I left the Verizon modem in my backpack, and it's protected from the rain though. Is that rain? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alright. It's all day, though. If you end up in Great Barrington, Mass, I can show you my campus. I'd like to do that, actually. I don't think I'll go through Massachusetts, but you really never know. Like, I didn't think I was going to go through St. John. I'm like, I'm going to be going around that. Where did I end up? St. John. So, maybe see you soon. Can have a shower outside before sleeping. That's true, I could do that. It's let up a little bit. It's still raining pretty solid, but at its peak, it was probably enough to actually get a good lather and rinse it out. So, it's pretty clever. Pretty clever. Really don't want to go to Massachusetts. Like,
I met the only rude cop that I've ever met anywhere. Yes. I met cops that were like not supportive of what you're doing, but they did it in a professional way. I thought he was unprofessional in his handling of the situation. So I was not happy with that. Only in Massachusetts. I was a state trooper. Do that. Alright, just getting some stuff started. Cool, that's fine. That's good. And douchey cops in New Jersey. Well, hitchhiking is illegal in New Jersey, so I could actually get in some proper trouble for that. The problem I had with the Massachusetts state trooper was he said hitchhiking was illegal in the state of Massachusetts when it's not. So I didn't know how to handle that one either than say, according to my research, it's not illegal to hitchhike in the state of Massachusetts. Can you find the law that says it's illegal? Because essentially I'm hitchhiking and I'm going to hitchhike because I'm on a hitchhiking trip. Like, I'm hitchhiking it. And I was like just a random spot on a service area on a highway, which is usually a really good spot to hitchhike. And safe, which is usually what these laws are about, is safety. As far as interacting with traffic. But he went back to his squad car and like came back 15 minutes later and did the and it's so telling the way he worded it. Due to a technicality, hitchhiking is not banned in the state of Massachusetts. Screw you and your technicality. It ain't no technicality, it just ain't illegal. Screw you. Your dry return is still raining. You don't, you just pack it wet. If you find something, if it dries up later in the day, try to dry it out then. You can get inside and you can throw it up somewhere. Try to dry it out then. If it's really humid, even if you find a dry, covered place, it can be hard to dry it out unless the sun comes out. Which states it's illegal to hitchhike in? Nevada, Idaho, Delaware, New Jersey, and most of Hawaii. But anyway, he hassled me after that, so that's what. Like, if it ended there and he just like that was the end of it, I would have thought it was a fun interaction. He was still acting like kind of pompous, but like I wouldn't consider it a negative interaction. But yeah, I'll just finish the story because if anyone's new to the stream, so yeah, due to technicality, it's not banned in the state of Massachusetts, but you can't do it here. But like that was the line. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't do it here, and I'm not allowed to walk on the highway, so can you take me somewhere where I can, or where can I? And he told me where I could, and I'm like, can you take me there since I can't walk there? And he said, yeah, that's no problem. It made me not stream that part, so my camera went in the back. So no, that's fine. I broke my American flag. I had a little American flag on a stick that I had hanging in my backpack. Anyway, he drove me to the next junction, to the interstate, and he dropped me off there, and as we're exiting the highway, he's like, you can hitchhike here. I'm like, okay. And then he drove me to a parking, like a place where, a business kind of parking lot, and dropped me off there, and I walked, like, turned my stream back on, walked out to that on-ramp. It wasn't a good spot, there wasn't a good shoulder. It was much worse than the service area, but this is where he told me to hitchhike. I hitchhiked there for an hour and a half. I had a guy drive by with 2 beers. Oh, no, 1 beer on the go. No, he pulled over, had 2 beers in the cup holder, and he pulled over and cracked the beer as we were talking. I'm like, I can't. I drove away. I had another guy drive by. He was actually very nice. So I can't take you anywhere, man, but like insisted on giving me $20. to help me out. Like, I don't need it. Just give me 20. So that was nice. But after about an hour and a half, old state trooper came by and was like, "You can't hitchhike here." And I'm like, "You told me to hitchhike here. What do you mean I can't hitchhike here? You told me to." And essentially a little back and forth. And he's like, "If you have a problem with that, I can take you and like I can arrest you." And I'm like, "Well, you got me there. Where do I go?" It's like, well, nothing to do with the interstates. You have to be on the other side of the highway, is essentially what he said. You can't be on the side of the highway where the interstate on-ramp starts. And I'm like, "Well, I can't hitchhike there." And he's like, "It doesn't matter. You have to stand on that side." So he got out of his car, he turned the lights on, kind of drove the car into one lane, got out of his car and like blocked traffic with his car, and I walked across the street and sat down on a metal railing kind of thing and kind of just sat there like feeling sorry about myself. And then Pete and Amy showed up. Apparently Amy, running errands, had driven past me like 3 times just running errands around town as they lived nearby. And she said, like, she was picking up her boyfriend after that. And she's like, "If I drive past him again and he's still there, let's pick him up and see where he wants to go." So they drove past me. They're like, "Hey, do you need a ride?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Yeah, I do." I was in a really bad mood, but it was amazing how quick that turned around once I met this couple. Yeah, I do need a ride. "Where are you going?" "Boston." About an hour away. I didn't expect them to take me there, but they just started driving that way, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll take you to Boston." Super nice couple. They're out for a Sunday drive. They were just weren't doing anything. They're running errands and then just going on with that. Decided to help out a stranger, something to do with their Sunday. So drove me to Boston. They're like, "Would you like to go out for dinner?" So they knew, like, "No, we tried a new place." Had they been there before? I can't remember anyway, went to a place for pizza. Had some pizza. It was quite nice. It was different. Different kind of pizza. They had pizza without cheese on it. It was yummy. They paid for my dinner. Then they took me for cannolis. It's a Boston thing. And then they're like, "It's still not that late. We can take you further if you want." And it kind of like pushed back from me. And then eventually we just started continuing driving north. They took me all the way to Manchester, New Hampshire, and got me a hotel and walked me up there, and then like bid me farewell at that point. Don't forget to go ask for the condom. Yeah, we were getting dinner at that restaurant in Boston having pizza. The girl came by and asked me for a condom. No, I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? There's so many good stories from that day. Oh man. I missed the sub during that. Shart in the Dark with the 2-month resub. Thanks for the 2 months. What a name as well. Appreciate the 2 months. Lab Partners with the 10 bits. Was it bonus? Is it 11 bits then? 11 bits. Lab Partners. Saying 10 bits. Bonus. Anyway, thank you for the 10 bits. And Popeye Sensei with the 3-month Twitch Prime sub. Thanks for the sub there, Popeye Sensei. Need out in the reel. The asking for a condom. I don't think you heard on stream her ask, but there's a conversation that was had afterwards with Pete and Amy about that. If we can find that, that would actually kind of be funny, probably. Yeah. And Forecaster. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Twitch Hackers. Thank you very much. Good safe night. Glad I found your stream. Very cool what you're doing. Look forward to following your trip. Hey, Viper Dave. Hope you have a good night yourself. Glad you enjoyed the stream today. hopefully see you soon for some more hitchhiking. Happens if you go to the bathroom. Always carry TP with you, but you have to go pee, then you could walk outside. Also, I hang around civilization, so like during the day. But how does a hitchhiker go to the washroom? Well, you go to the public toilet to go to the washroom. Anyway. Like, I actually clipped that? Yeah, did you? Stream so pleasant, found you waiting on the side on the ride that ended up being Beth a couple days ago. What a great time to join. A couple days ago, I've been watching since. Now, the ride with Beth was a little unfortunate because of the Canadian network that was, like, really upsetting. Really annoying. But still, I think there was enough there that was really interesting conversation. But then, beyond that, hanging out afterwards, just made for a really wonderful end of the day. The whole day was great. The hitchhiking was good. We got long rides. Did some good mileage that day where we met Beth, and what a great way to end it. Just hanging with her. She ended up streaming like the day after. She did a little IRL stream on her phone, which is really cool. I might want to check the file and see how that went. But glad you found the stream, the Jassel. Hopefully I said that right. Start with the a-hole in the storage unit in Boston. That was in Newport, Rhode Island, actually. I can tell that real quick. Let me get some sub here. B Loves Green, thank you for gifting a sub to the Jassel. Hey, speak of the devil, not the devil. Kind person. Enjoys the stream. Welcome to the Twitch Hackers, and B Loves Green. Thanks for gifting that stuff. Dude, are you camping? I am. A little rain right now. That's okay. Hope you come back to Massachusetts. You have a better experience. We have all types here. Most state cops I've dealt with are mediocre at best. Never around when someone is driving 90 miles per hour on 55 road. But I guess they're hassling hitchhikers. Yeah, no, it is actually, it's objectively irrational for me to try to avoid a state entirely because of one instance with one police officer there. You can't extrapolate that, I don't think. Like, you can't take that one instance and say that's what the state's like. And like, Pete and Amy are from Massachusetts, and like, they're literally the most lovely couple I think I've ever met in my life. For some reason I'm just nervous about the police there. I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be. And usually I don't do that. But for some reason my brain is doing that. So I should just go back and get over that. Going to Massachusetts. I'm sticking to the 2 for now, but you never know. It could end up south. Which in that case would probably end up in western Massachusetts, which could be an entirely different feel. Any massholes? Comment on the west versus east? Sorry, I've just heard people say it before. The majority of people I've met from Massachusetts have been very kind. Nothing against Massachusetts. Oh yeah, I was going to do the storage unit real quick. Man, it's just turned into story time right now. Are we still good? Check. Stop first. You should stop. Stop. Oh, my chat froze on my stream phone. I've lost chat for a little bit here, so if you said anything in the past for like 2 minutes, I haven't seen it. Okay, come here. Now. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now we're back. Slide bench is nearly 35k. Jess, you might have this one. You might have the winner of the September most viewed clip contest. I think you're solidly in the lead right now. Oh yeah, quick quick rundown of the storage unit. So I was in Newport, Rhode Island. and kind of dreary day, rainy. I went to KFC to escape the rain. I grabbed some biscuits. These guys were already there having a bite, and they're like, "Hey, you traveling?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You want to help us unload our storage unit?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" They said they'd take me to Boston afterwards. So going there, they haven't started this. It's a ton of stuff in there. Anyway, I found it interesting, or going through boxes, finding cool stuff and stuff like that. Because of that, it takes longer. But whatever. It took all day. It was like full 7-8 hours. Anyway, loaded up an entire like big box U-Haul truck. But like partway through, probably 2/3 through, the one guy that was gonna drive me to Boston just like had a mental breakdown pretty much, and like that's what the clip is. He's just like, "You're taking too long. What are you doing?" And he just drove away. And like I'm a man of my word, and like honestly, I found that stream interesting. There's a lot of interesting things in that storage unit. So I finished the job, and finished loading up the truck, and then the truck was too full to take me anywhere anyway, so he just was kind of just like, "Okay, thanks for the help, see ya." Anyway, I got a harmonica out of it. Because we found it in the storage unit. Picked up many interesting people over the years, but you're the most interesting by far. Hey, thank you, RSK Infinity. Wait. You picked me up. Where did you say you were from? Oh, like, location? Backstory? It's in the Christmas card you did they promise me a Christmas card? I don't remember that. I think I run a small moving business in Boston. Well, there you go. They pay you though? I'm not allowed if I'm allowed to get paid. Am I allowed to get paid? I'm not here. Yeah, anyway. If I'm not allowed to get paid while I'm on this, like, I'm not here to seek work, but it's just like, I honestly was more interested in anything. Or interested to, like, I thought it'd be interesting day. If I'm not allowed to get, like, paid for helping people out in the United States, then I got paid nothing. If I am allowed to get paid, then I probably would have gotten paid about $60. Hi Trevor, this is Steve in Newfoundland. Still amazed I was a part of your journey. Sleep well, my friend. That rain is putting me to sleep well. Oh! Sorry. Alright, I missed that message. Steve, thanks again. Welcome to the stream. Alright. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you. Have you had a Subway today? I have. I had a foot-long barbecue rib Subway sandwich, yeah. Yes. But Steve in Newfoundland. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Hitch, read me, plus Alistair Siegel. I read you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Love with Newfoundland music now at Steve. It's really fun. It really gets you going, doesn't it? Really gets you going. Get any famous Maine red snappers? I don't think I did. Have I ever had red snapper? I don't know if I have. I should do that. We're not in a good spot for red snapper, I don't think. As far as like coastal fishing towns. We're inland now. Actually, let me look at where I am geographically. Like, pretty central Maine. But definitely in the southern half now. Definitely in the southern half now. It's a pretty long state. Hitching east coast this time? No, I'm heading inland because there's a hurricane. There's a dang hurricane out there on the coast. Any moose burgers lately? Actually, yes. Wait, no. Since then, since then, no. I had an elk burger in New Brunswick in St. John, but not since Newfoundland. That was a tasty one, though. That was a very tasty moose burger we had there. Going through Pennsylvania? Let me look. So I'm sticking on the 2 through the rest of Maine. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Like, I'm liking this highway. I'm really enjoying this highway. So 2 into New Hampshire. Where does that take us? Lancaster. Can continue on the 2 past that. That'll take us through. What's that? St. Johnsbury. Okay. Continue on the 2. Oh, we can go through Montpelier again. Montpelier is a cute town. I like Montpelier. Alright, and then at that point we're kind of at a... Oh yeah, so there's still the 2 that runs in parallel to I-89. But I've tried hitchhiking on the 2 on that highway, and you get like nothing. You get barely any traffic. It's kind of depressing. So we probably end up on the I-89 if I was going north, or I could do I-89 south from there. Those are my kind of 2 options. Now I could do I-89 south to Hanover, and then go west. Was that Woodstock? Is that like the Woodstock on State 4? Anyway, continue west on that. Get to I-87 just north of Albany. I'm probably gonna randomly zigzagging through this section. It seemed like Solid Dude makes me rethink picking up solo dude hitchhikers, though not sure if it's always a safe bet. Now, my recommendation for people that are thinking about picking up a hitchhiker, so like I have a kind of rule where I want to have a brief conversation with someone before I get into their car. The purpose of that is to suss out their personality, like what type of person they are. You can tell a lot about someone by talking to them for a few minutes, or at least I think you can. And I've turned down rides because people come across in a way that I just don't want to be around that, or I think it even could be potentially dangerous. Now, so that's what I do. I talk to my drivers before I get in, and I make the decision. If I don't like the way they present themselves, then I will pretty much be like, I'm gonna wait for the next ride, thanks for stopping, have a nice day, close the door and walk away. I recommend people that are looking at picking up hitchhikers do a similar thing, but in reverse. So when you pull over for a hitchhiker, you see them, they look fine. You pull over, you keep the door locked, and you roll down the window part way. You probably even just keep it in drive with your foot on the brake. And they come up to the window, and like I always just lead with either like, hey, how's your day going, or hey, where are you heading to? Just a general question that requires just a basic answer. Just like, it's informative, but you can learn a lot about their mental state just from a general kind of line of questioning like that. So I recommend you do that, and then after you have a few words back and forth with the hitchhiker, if they seem decent, then invite them into your car. If they seem off their rocker, then you can be like, I changed my mind, good luck. There's nothing wrong with that. You might feel bad for pulling over and getting their hopes up and then driving away, but you're responsible for your safety, so it's okay. It's okay. That's my recommendation.